All right, welcome back, boys and girls. We are finally there. It's Friday. Weekend's coming up. It's time for the weekend forecast. Before I start with the weekend forecast, a couple of things I just wanted to mention. I have no idea how 25 people managed to find this podcast so far. I haven't put it out anywhere, so props to you guys. And on that note, I have a subscriber, and whoever you are, I can't see it on my end. I've got a special giveaway that we're going to do eventually for the very first subscriber. If you could leave a comment on this video if you end up watching it, I would like to be able to get in touch with you at some point for a kind of giveaway thing once the channel starts to grow. Speaking of the channel, guys, I know we haven't done our channel intro video yet. I'm still working on editing it. We've got a lot of stuff coming. I got a lot of episodes already filmed. Everything from diving, fishing, boat building, you name it, and we're just going through the editing process. So stay tuned. If you're wondering what the hell this channel is all about, that video will be coming out here shortly, and that'll explain a lot of it. Once that thing gets wrapped up, then of course we'll start pumping out videos left and right as I get the time to edit all these down. But I wanted to start doing these forecasts at least for you twice a week. Get everything taken care of on that end, and we'll take care of the other videos coming up here shortly. All right, guys, I'm going to hold by my Wednesday forecast. I think Sunday's going to be the day to do it. Saturday's just still looking like crap. We're looking at 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. They'll die off as the day goes on, but up and down the East Coast, if you look at the wind direction, it looks like a toilet bowl. It is coming out of the west, then the north, then the east, and then the south. So it is just swirling around. It's going to be choppy, to say the least. So out of Canaveral, we're looking 4 to 6 with the occasional 7. That's not the real story, though. They're saying 15-second period, and that would be doable. But I'm sitting here looking at it, and our dominant period is 11 seconds currently at 5 feet. But our alternate period is 4 seconds at 3 foot, 90 degrees to our ground swell, which means that you've got waves going 2 different directions, a set of 5-footers and a set of 3-footers. One's 11 seconds apart, one's 4 seconds apart. It's not going to be a comfortable ride. I don't care what you're riding out in. Now, I said it in the last video, I'll say it again in this one. We are designed, we're kind of targeting that mid-range boat weekend warrior, right? So if you've got a 70-foot sporty, by all means, go out there, have a blast. You'll catch a lot of fish. We're going to get to the fishing reports here in a minute. Moving down the coast, St. Lucie, you're looking at about the same thing. I'm not seeing anything that's wildly different, 3 to 5 feet. And let's see if we scroll a little further south. Yeah, 5 to 7, 7 to 9. It's just going to be crappy up and down the coast. Now, that being said, if you want to get wet, Sunday morning, I'm going to hold to my guns, is going to be the time to do it. Early morning leave, early-ish come back in. The winds are going to be on Sunday coming out of the south. In the morning, we're going to be at about 5 miles an hour, so we shouldn't have too much wind swell. Our ground swell, the dominant period's pretty wide, so even if it is 3-footers, they'll be spaced fairly far apart. We shouldn't have too much of that cross chop. But by about noon, 1 o'clock, that all changes. It starts to get blown out, and it's going to get snotty by the afternoon. On the West Coast, you Tampa guys, I know offshore right now, I'm hearing mixed reviews on whether red tide is a factor or not. Some guys say it's up there. Some guys say it's not that bad yet. You're looking pretty good on Sunday as well, 1 to 2 foot. The guys that are really going to have the best weather this weekend, I think, is going to be down in the Keys. If you really want to put some lines in the water, make the drive down to the Keys. We've got 1 foot seas, especially on Sunday, we're talking 1 to 2 mile an hour winds, so it's going to be a slicker most likely out there. As far as fishing goes, guys, the reports that I've seen up and down this East Coast has been to stay shallow. They've been getting dolphin, they've been getting tuna, and some decent sailfish bites. Nothing spectacular right now, but, steady numbers. Up here out of Canaveral, of course, we've got some kings and cobias mixed in with all that. But they're in shallow. We're talking 50 to 150 feet. Some of the guys have been doing okay out at the cones, out of Canaveral. Down south, they haven't been doing much past the 250-foot mark. All the guys I'm talking to said to stay shy of 150. Ideally, that 70, 90, 100-foot range, they're doing really well. Two of the charter captains I talked to said they're watching guys. They're blowing right over top of the fish, and they're running all the way out to 1,000 foot. Not that they're not catching anything, but they're not nearly catching the numbers, and they're not nearly catching the variety. Keep in mind, once you poke out to 1,000 foot of water, you're pretty much getting out of your sailfish, blackfin tuna, all of your other species, and you're really at that point just targeting dolphins. So stay in close, keep your species variety, if you will. Same thing for you guys up here in Canaveral. Down in the Keys, I haven't had a chance to get in touch with my buddy who's a charter captain, so I don't really have a solid report for you. I'd rather give no report than a wrong report. Guys, as I said in the last one, we're going to be doing this twice a week. If you want a port covered in detail, I will gladly do it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what port, and I'll put together a full weather forecast for it. I'm pulling from 9 different sources for this weather report, so it takes a decent bit of time to put this thing together, but I found that it's probably 50% more accurate than NOAA is. So, all right, well, guys, that's all I've got for you this Friday. By the way, on Saturday, because it is going to be blowing, if you are going to go in a river, you're planning on sandbarring, I know we are, it's probably going to do you well to run to a sandbar that is south, if you have a favorite one that is south of your house, because the wind's going to be coming out of the south and building throughout the day. So I'd hate to run north to a sandbar and then be pounded into a head sea all the way home. If you run to a south sandbar, at least you'll run with a following sea up the river. Being as it is a south wind, it'll be coming right up the river. It's probably getting a little bumpy by the afternoon. It's not like that east or west wind where it doesn't have time to build. Guys, stay tuned for next Wednesday. Hopefully we're going to look at a better weekend forecast than this one. Otherwise, stay safe out there and tight lines.